Testing.
Okay, we are live on Facebook. Okay, I'm ready whenever you are, Jay.
Hopefully you don't freeze up this time.
Yeah, go ahead and start sharing right now while we're on.
All right, here we go.
Hey everyone, this is Rahkee. We are live right now on World Ghost Radio. And if you haven't heard about World Ghost Radio, I'm a paranormal researcher that researches ghosts. We also talk about the Bigfoots, Loch Ness monsters, and on the occasion aliens. So today we're going to be talking about ghosts. We're going to be talking about some of the things that have happened and some of the episodes we have not released yet. We have experienced a lot of activity as far as like haunted locations. And before I start the show, I just wanted to say a shout out to my sponsors, Shadow Mafia Paranormal. If you haven't gone to Shadow Mafia Paranormal or seen any of their episodes, go on paranormalonair.com. And on the webpage on the front, you'll see Shadow Mafia Paranormal, and click on the link, and they have some great stuff that they have found as far as seeking ghosts. And another thing I wanted to say is Las Vegas Oddities. We are in Las Vegas, so if you stop by Las Vegas Oddities, be sure to mention Rahkee, and they will definitely hook you up. 20% discount, anything in the store. So be sure to go ahead and check that out. And I want to say thank you to our sponsors. And another thing I wanted to throw out before we started the show is I happened to miss the Vulture City Paracon, and I really haven't ever missed a Paracon in any of my time. You know, Jay and Marie Yates, they invited me out and they wanted me to speak. And I actually, for anyone, I've been getting notices like inbox, like, hey, Rahkee, how come you didn't show up to the Paracon? And I didn't want to let people know why. I don't like putting any type of negativity or anything bad that happens in my life out on social media, but I actually had a family emergency happen, and I wasn't able to go. And it was something that really impacted my life, still impacting my life right now. And I feel as though, I hope people will understand, but if you did purchase a ticket to come out and see me, go ahead and shoot me in an inbox, and I would love to send you guys out a gift for those that didn't, for those that, wanted to come out and see me, and I'll be sure to do that. So tonight's guest. So away from the negativity, I'm back to happiness. Today's guest is going to be my co-host, Kim Russell. And we haven't had a chance. She just popped up on the show one day, and we were like, well, what's her background? What's her history? How did this all, how did it all occur? And I met Kim mutually at an investigation about a year and a half ago. I'll go with that. At a haunted location, the Red Fox House. I actually was reading an article that the Red Fox House is one of the most top 13 places. Someone listed it as top 13 places in Las Vegas that is haunted, and I would definitely have to agree with that statement because there was some evidence captured there. So we met up, and we've been working ever since. And for those that don't know, when you see the Rahkee media, that is my co-host, Kim Russell, who works with me as far as the media is putting out World Ghost. And if you haven't had a chance to see any type of the World Ghost or the evidence we've captured, we've put out so far 4 videos. And the videos, the last episode I believe we did was the Las Vegas oddities. And like I said, with everything that's been happening in my life, I've had to shut pretty much everything down that I've been doing. And we're going to be beginning to pick up where we left off. So we were on episode 4 for the World Ghost season. And we're going to be discussing some of the stuff that hasn't been released yet. And it is some intense stuff that I can't, I'm tongue twisters. I actually cannot believe some of the stuff that was captured and that we're going to be releasing soon. And I think people are going to be amazed of how much is going to be of what evidence we captured is going to be amazing. Also with so what's going to happen, we'll go with the finish off World Ghost series and then go into the NV702. So I think I've taken up what, like, well, now it's 9 o'clock according to my computer. Started a little early, so I guess that gave me a chance to say everything I need to say. So you get a complete hour of you know, the whole. So what we do is we talk about paranormal research. We talk about ghosts, real ghosts. This isn't that TV shows where the people freak out. This isn't anything like that. This is real life things that have happened to real life people. For those that are listening right now. And for those that haven't listened to the show, get ready to listen to some amazing stories. These are real stories. These are not made up. These are actual events that have happened in people's lives that took place. Real evidence of real ghosts. And Kim.
Rahkee.
How you doing today?
Good. Very good.
I
How
know.
are you doing?
I'm doing good. I just had to knock out a paragraph of an intro. So what got you started, you know, with the whole ghost hunting? And
Well, I see ghosts in practically every house I've ever lived in growing up. As a little kid, I was petrified. I heard footsteps, saw shadows. Sometimes I would just scream bloody murder every time the lights went out in my room because I would see things. But growing up, I started getting into seeing more things. There's a couple of stories I do want to share. I've seen some ghosts. The first one I want to share was when I worked at the Tehachapi prison in Tehachapi, and it was the old administrative building that was there for a long time. People used to hear footsteps if they stayed past the 5 o'clock hour. They'd see people walking by down the hall and footsteps. And then one day I went into the women's restroom and I shut the door. And I was doing my thing in there, and I turned and I saw a black shadow figure, a man. It almost looked like a friar, you know, with a black suit and those big round hats. And it pretty much threw me back against the wall. I was so scared. I thought someone was standing there. And then when I turned around, it wasn't there. But then when I looked forward, it was like looking at a bottle, like a glass, and an image started appearing on the glass. And so I really had to like stare, and the more I stared, it started manifesting in front of my eyes, and it had a big grin on its face. And I wasn't scared at that time. It's just when it comes up behind you, you know, you get scared. Right. And so I ran out of there, and I'm like, oh my God, I just saw a ghost, and everyone was scared to go in the bathroom after that, I guess. But so, and then moving on, when I finally moved to Vegas, I've seen some ghosts too. I've seen like black shadow fly, like fly.
That wasn't paranormal. That was her hitting the microphone, by the way. So.
Like fly over a bush and then land in front of the doorstep and land like a man. I could see the actual feet land and go into the door. And in that particular house, I would get woken up. I would feel something moving on the bed, sitting on the bed, and I would be wide awake, just trying to sleep. And then I would have people trying to shake me awake, and my sister would hear things in the room, and people would come over and see things. That was just one of many houses I lived in. So moving on, I finally met a team here, and I wanted to go out. Albert, in fact. He introduced me to a team, and we started investigating, and I really found that I enjoyed it, and I liked searching for the evidence, and I made the videos. And stuff.
This was back in 2015?
Yeah.
2015-ish? Yeah, okay.
So when I met you, I had been doing it for a couple of years.
Right. And
I really got into making the videos and searching for the evidence, and throughout doing that, I've learned a lot. And so... Then I met you, and then you kind of did exactly what I love doing and making videos, going on investigations, and so we kind of started working together, and here we are.
What do you feel is like one of the most haunted locations that you've visited?
I'm gonna say Goldfield High School.
And we'll get into Goldfield High School. How many times have you been into that place?
I'll say 4 or 5 times. I've filmed it from the beginning and to the last time we went. And
as far as Goldfield goes, I've investigated. Not only is that the high school haunted, but also the John S. Cook building, I've investigated there, and not to mention the notorious Goldfield Hotel. And what's the backstory on the hotel? Do you know?
The backstory is the Goldfield. Now you put me on the spot. Wingfield or whatever his name is. He built it, and I've been there twice, and. Twice room, I think it's 102 with the girl. She got chained in there. She got chained.
That's right. This was back in the late 1800s.
Yes, I guess she got pregnant and she got chained there. And if you do the tour and you go through there, they're going to tell you what happened there. And there was tunnels under, and the men would come and go, and there's pretty. So was this kind of like a slash brothel type? Or were they just took the lady of the nights? No, the men went through the tunnels to the brothel that sits outside there. But whenever I've been there, I've picked up evidence in room 102, and I heard her saying, "Get out," and she doesn't like it. The funny thing is about spirits, it's just like you and me standing there, and then people just waltzing through. They really, they're really there. You just don't see the body, and a lot of them don't want you there. Right. I believe the spirits there, they feel that we're basically invading their space. And I could agree with that. And many times they've had like all these catastrophes happen within the Goldfield Hotel, and they've had to shut it down many times because these weird things that just happen in it. Now, is it probable that is it paranormal? I don't know, but it's just a weird correlation of these things that happen, why they have to shut it down versus, spirits not wanting these people inside the places. So there's something about renovating that stirs up the spirits, and I don't know why. Yeah. But I don't believe they like change. They don't like change. Yeah. And there's something about wood, old wood, that I do believe that spirits get attached to wood. And you start tearing down the wood and stuff, and you start kind of messing with their essence. What do you believe, I know you were investigating prior to me, what do you believe is the best piece of evidence that you have captured? Well, I use the FLIR camera, and I've seen some things come out of the nothing. The thing with the what you're trying to say is that
Now, for people that don't know what a FLIR camera does, a FLIR camera shows basically the heat sensors and heat projection inside the room. It shows like change in temperature. You could actually see the outline of your body because, of course, you know, your body produces heat, and it sees you, you know, be walking around. So what you're trying to say is that basically these entities started to appear on your FLIR camera.
Yeah. So the FLIR takes a picture in the dark. So you're in the dark and you don't know what's coming. And when you're sitting in the dark, you can sense things around you. You can start to pick up audibles, and you kind of know when something's there. So if you sit quiet enough, you just keep your FLIR there. You know, later on when you get home, you can pick up some stuff. And so what I do is I adjust the contrast. When you adjust the contrast on that, things pop out. And so I've picked up some things. I've picked up spirits manifesting in the Overland Hotel in Pioche, and I saw it kind of reach out, and it was trying to get Albert's, you know, arm, and at the same time he felt something touching his arm. So
let me get this right. So you're watching this on the camera, and then this thing just manifests. It just manifests.
Well, first I saw a dark shadow in the corner, and
so did you see the shadow without the FLIR camera? You just saw it with
with the FLIR.
Oh, with the FLIR. Okay.
With the FLIR, and we're in the dark, and I have Albert in the picture, and in the corner you can see the dark shadow, and all of a sudden the shadow starts growing and then growing.
Like, does it grow like tall?
It grows taller.
Okay.
It grows tall.
Okay.
And then Albert said, go ahead and use my energy. Now, get this. You can start seeing his energy start to build that thing. And then that thing starts lighting up.
Now, do you see this like drawing energy out of...
Drawing energy.
What did that look like, the energy drawing from
okay,
Albert?
because then it started looking like a projector. So if you and then it started like an orb, started like if an orb is shooting energy out like a projector and it gets bigger and bigger, you can see that stream happening, and it is able to manifest. And Albert could totally feel, he started getting the chills, he started feeling cold and everything, and then you could see in the floor like hands coming out and stuff. So you
saw in the FLIR hands.
Yes.
Reaching out to Albert. I'm trying to use my camera. Reaching out to Albert. I'm all like on the opposite end. I don't know why my camera's like that. And just grabbing onto in this FLIR camera.
Pulling the energy. Pulling the
energy. So did it like have a grasp and just start?
You could just see the hand. No, it was more like trying to touch him because he started.
So it started reaching out to him.
Yes. So once it can build that energy and use that energy, it can touch you, manifest, do whatever it wants. It uses that energy. Where before it was just kind of like a black hole. It was just dark.
I got a question for you because I got a question for you because I hear this a lot. Was the dark energy, was it a sphere when it started, or was it like more of a like mass?
More like a mass. It was not round. It just didn't have.
Because I as far as the past shows I've had, I've heard that these entities, these dark ones, they happen to be like a sphere, as the size of volleyball. It's been more than one occasion I've heard this. I got to say at least like 3 times I've heard that it is the sphere, and then now you're telling me it's mass. So we can't correlate whether it is or isn't a dark energy. So this dark mass just starts suddenly appearing on the FLIR camera. It reaches out.
After it started drawing the energy
to Albert, and it starts drawing energy,
and you could see the form, and it looked like an angel. You could see the form, of
it looked like
an angel manifesting.
Like a dark angel,
no,
or
a light
angel.
So it's pulling his light, or whatever, and it started appearing as a light being, a figure.
So what happened? So what happened to Albert after?
Albert was really drained. You know, that's why I say don't invite these things to use your energy, because then you'll get really super drained afterwards. So I know, you know, that's good and everything, but I would never do that.
Right. You got to be careful what you let inside your space, I guess.
Yeah.
And even sometimes, you know, I've been hit when I don't even invite these spirits in. Like I don't ever say, hey, use my energy. But it's so interesting that, like, when you say it's like, okay, if you say so. And then all of a sudden, you know, Albert's just, so did he start passing out or?
No, I don't know. I think he took something back with him, and he got attacked that night. And
So this
it's
thing
an attachment.
Attached.
He felt
to
smothered and all kinds of stuff.
And this was after the whole investigation.
Yeah, the next day, and when he got home, it took him a while. Outright, Albert? Albert, are you listening?
Well, I saw him. You know, I see him over here on the comments. Yeah, if you guys have any questions for Kim, you know, you can write them on the comment section. We are live right now, Paranormal on Air, facebook.com/Paranormal on Air, all together. And go ahead and shoot us your questions, and then she will, you know, we'll try to get them answered as best we can. I want to say, let's see, hi, Debbie, how you doing? And then hi, Rita, and hi, Cynthia Diaz. And Albert, we're talking about you right now. We're trying to figure out, you know, all this out. So
the next piece of evidence is definitely the camcorder.
Well, I was going to say, I just want to stick on this whole Albert situation.
Okay.
So after this, and after how he had an effect with this, you still wanted to pursue investigating. You still want to pursue going out to look for ghosts.
Yes.
Okay. So do you use any type of protection? I
do. I use, well, I sage myself, and I also have Oregon. Sometimes I used Oregon in the Mob Museum, and we did get a stick figure, and one of our other team members kept walking under it. As soon as I walked under it, that stick figure dissipated. Like
so let's go back here. What were you using to capture this stick figure? What
it's the Connect.
So of course, for people that don't know that, people that like to go out and investigate, they have discovered a way to use an Xbox One, a Connect Cam, to see spirits. For some odd reason, they are able to pick up these entities. So what they do is they attach this tablet, and then they'll use the Xbox One camera. And I gotta say, out of all the evidence ever captured, Keith Weldon still is the #1 best evidence ever seen with the haunted couch. If you haven't had a chance to look at it, look at chillseekers.com and or look up Keith Weldon stick figure, haunted chair, haunted couch, or something like that. You'll be able to find it. So you said you were at the Mob Museum.
Mob Museum. We got to investigate.
What
there.
floor were you on?
I liked it the third. I think it was the third floor where they had the wall from the wall. Do you remember?
Yeah, I've been in the Mob Museum before.
The wall, and then right there was very active.
Okay.
The wall came from. Do you remember where the wall came from? They were. It was where they got shot up. Some of the mob members.
Yeah, that is correct.
The Valentine Day Massacre.
I think it was the Valentine Day Massacre from Capone back in the day, and that wall was imported from Chicago. So in that room, you were able to capture a stick figure. Did it just walk by, or? No,
it looked like it was hanging from the ceiling. There's rumors. We're not allowed to say.
There's
rumors.
there was a stick figure. Just, was it dangling?
Yeah, it was dangling.
The stick figure was just
dangling from the ceiling.
from the roof. I know that the Mom Museum used to be the old building for
the federal courthouse.
The federal courthouse, that is correct, for Las Vegas, the original one.
The whole thing's haunted. Inside the courtroom, up and down the corridors.
And I'm pretty sure probability would say someone probably. Now, I don't know for a fact. I haven't really looked it up. But you could actually, I would believe something probably would have had suicides within that location, or something happened.
Well, I think there are some original objects from some of the mobsters. Now, imagine having a machine gun that you kill people. That's going to have some energy. We did pick up some EVPs of Capone and some of the other mobsters.
Do you remember what they said?
Well, I have some videos on my YouTube, but no, I don't remember it this time.
Go ahead and shoot out your plug on the YouTube, so that way if they want to look it up, they could.
I'll have to put a link later.
Okay, so. That's fine. That's fine. So, like I said, if anyone has any questions, I see some. Let's see. Sensored light structure cameras connect. Okay, thank you, Debbie. And okay. Shout out to all our viewers out there right now and all our listeners. So the Mom Museum, you would say that place is pretty haunted.
Pretty haunted.
Have you ever investigated outside of Vegas?
Yes, pretty much. Virginia City obviously is very haunted. Goldfield's my all-time favorite. Kingman has this tattoo parlor that's crazy haunted. I mean, pretty much all over. Goldfield though is my all-time favorite.
What happened at the tattoo parlor?
The tattoo parlor. So there are some dark stuff going on. The owners are pretty scared. They've had people come in to bless it. They've had witches in there to do crazy things. And underneath the seat, I think, of one of the couches was a pentagram. I mean, so if you're trying to clear stuff, I'm not too sure if that's the way to go.
What way was the pentagram? Was it upside down? Was it regular? You don't remember?
I don't know.
Remember?
But back in the back. So I was.
Do you feel this place was rather more towards light or darkness?
Dark.
Darkness. Okay.
One of the. Isn't it funny how sometimes you lose evidence? But before I lost this piece, you could hear a female spirit yelling at a male spirit in a really scary voice, "Leave them alone." And the male voice was mocking us. We were talking in one of the tattoo areas, and you could hear the band talking in the background, like joining in on the conversation with us. So I have not put out that video yet. I really do have a lot of footage that I just haven't got to yet. And that's pretty haunted, that place.
Yeah, so this is, are you allowed to say the name of the tattoo parlor? Or?
I don't remember. It's by the Elks Lodge, which the Elks Lodge it's haunted, but not as much.
So the whole little area is pretty much haunted.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So what is the scariest thing that has happened to you?
The scariest was when I was in my grandma's house, of all places.
Oh, so this was before investigating. This is the actual.
I was like 13 or 14.
Mm-hmm.
This was after my dad passed away.
Okay.
And I was sleeping on the couch, and something pushed open the back door by the laundry room, walked really slow with heavy footsteps through the laundry room, through the kitchen, around the living room, and here I was now, scared to death, with my eyes shut, on the couch, facing it, and I would not open my eyes, and it walked right up to me and stood there, and you could really hear it breathing and the whole bit. I've never been so scared in my life. And then finally, after a while, I just didn't hear anything anymore. It was just gone. And so in the morning, I asked my grandma, hey, was the back door open? Did the dog come in? Nope, the back door was still locked. No, nothing ever came in. And I don't know if it's my dad or what, but that was the scariest thing.
Do you feel it was your dad, or are you just there to say that is just
I do feel like it was my dad.
A connection. I
do feel like it was my dad.
Have you had anything like that happen ever since?
The two-story house here in Las Vegas, where I was living with my sister and my mom, that was really creepy. We got, when you feel something sit on your bed in the dark and get closer and closer and closer, and then lay up next to you, and there's nothing there when you turn around, that's pretty creepy. And then having someone shake you awake on your pillow, and you're like, no, leave me alone, leave me alone. Shake you, and then turn over and nothing's there. That's scary.
So something actually shook you.
Yeah.
And then you turn around and you're like,
yes.
And then there's nothing.
Yes, and I do believe it was an elderly woman, possibly one of the owners that died there. When we moved in, we did see some evidence of...
Did you know that people have passed away prior to...
No.
No? Then how do you know it was an elderly woman?
Well, I do believe that my daughter saw an elderly woman, and I do believe that when I was being moved, I think I heard her say, like, wake up or something, and it felt like a soft, woman. I just got the sense of an elderly, and I think my daughter did see something like an elderly woman in the room.
Do you feel that these entities follow you, or they stay at the location after they're like all these things happen?
I know that there's things that follow me around for a long time.
But I mean, like the old.
Oh, those ones.
And...
No, because I start saging, I start getting rid of it. I don't want to deal with that every morning.
Right.
But they're everywhere we go, like even the Boulder City house, they're there. This house, they're there. I did take home something from Zach's museum. That was creepy.
I think everyone has.
Oh my God! I do believe it's a
Zach, awesome guy, great guy, and of course his collection over at the Haunted Museum. It is definitely, if you haven't had a chance to check out the Haunted Museum, I suggest to go. He has some of the most incredible pieces of just interesting things inside there. I don't want to give too much away of what you haven't or have heard, but the museum is definitely a very interesting place of macabre, from serial killers to witches to of course the Dybbuk box. Trying to... Hi, Len. I can't see too well with my contacts. I'm I'm trying to read names. So I'm just reading if you guys have any comments, questions, go ahead and shoot them out to me. We are live right now, Paranormal on Air, Facebook / altogether Paranormal on Air. So yeah, the museum is definitely that place is haunted. I actually had a chance to take my spirit box into the basement of a haunted museum. Zach, he let me do that, and that was pretty interesting.
Well, he doesn't let everybody.
Yeah,
so that's
yeah, and I could see why. You got to be like top on top of your game to go down to that museum, because if you're not, you're definitely going to run out of there like it's nothing, because there is definitely something that is dark in that in the depths of that basement. The spirit box had this deep voice come down. I'm like, "Hello, are there any spirits here?" Like I heard like some type of like growl type thing come through the box, and I was like, "Hello."
Well, did you sense anything in there?
Oh, the energy down there is just it's amazing. Like a dark, you could sense it's dark. You could just totally feel like when I go to any location, I could already like feel. I don't like to use that sense. I always like to use the scientific approach, because I don't want people to be like, well, Rahkee says so. So, you know, I like to collect as much evidence as I can scientifically, you know, through any type of inventions either I've made or anything that has been made before, to show like there's proof of some type of paranormal phenomenon. But yeah, if you go downstairs in that basement, that place is definitely I gotta say, that's one of the most haunted places that I've been to in that museum, next to the box, that Dybbuk box room as well. But yeah, that's, you know, and I guess that's why they have the waivers. You know, you need to sign that waiver, because he doesn't want to get, you know, like sued or anything. So that way, you know, in case something happens or something follows or whatever the case may be. But no, Zach, it is what it is. If you want to go see some up there in the top-notch stuff, then yeah, there's going to be a waiver you need to sign. So, so what happened? So you felt that like something followed you home from the Dybbuk box, and then you ended up saging the next day, and everything was okay, or did it take a little while, or?
Well, I was sitting there in my chair, whatever, and I got the worst smell that you can ever think of just come up on my right side. Whoosh.
What did it smell like?
Doggy duty.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It was horrible.
And of course, they say, for those that don't know, they say that like there is bad odor for some type of quote unquote demonic presence. So
yes, very much. And I was like, what was that? So it wouldn't go away. I looked everywhere. It wasn't, you know, anything. So what I did is I got out my my eagle feathers and my sage, and I pretty much opened up the front. After I saged it all, I opened up the front door, and I demanded to get out. And I felt it go through my body and give me the worst chills I've ever had. And it's almost like you get a feeling of being afraid when that energy is around. And then I felt it go. And then I didn't get bothered by it till about like maybe a week or so later. I kind of had the odor smell again. So I did the whole thing again, and then I never had that problem.
And you didn't have a dog at the time?
Never had a dog.
Never had a dog.
In that place. But yeah, and then, you know, you just got to be diligent. And the one thing about the demonic stuff is if you start saying, nah, it's not happening, no, I'm not, that's my imagination, and no, I'm not smelling that, that's how they start getting stronger.
So the more that you ignore the situation, the stronger they get, and the more they stick around, is what you believe. And
then you start having weird things happen, things falling, you start getting nightmares and all that.
So
don't ignore it.
So, did you have any of that experiences with did you just have the smell and that was it, or did like some weird things start happening around the house?
No, it was just the smell, and I got rid of it right away. Now I did start having nightmares after Goldfield. I keep going back there, and I know the ear shots. I know we've got some great evidence we're going to be putting out as soon as we get settled in. But did you want to mention something about that?
Yeah, we could go into that. So we stopped off at the Las Vegas oddities that was our last episode. For those that haven't seen the Las Vegas oddities, or you go to youtube.com/Rahkee, RAHKEE, bring up the YouTube. Be sure to subscribe. And if you look at just some of the World Ghost, not World Ghost Radio, but if you want to watch that too, that's fine. But last episode we had was was the Las Vegas Oddity Shop. And we captured some great evidence. We heard knocking, a flashlight that started going on and off, direct messages from the spirit box. It was definitely amazing. And now we haven't released any of the future episodes, 4 more. And I think the next one we were going to do is the Goldfield. That was supposed to be the finale, but unfortunately, the way everything worked out, looks like we're also going to do the Patterson House. We haven't released ours. Steve Huff has released his. Keith and Carissa, Chill Seekers, they recently released theirs like not too long ago, and we'll probably be releasing ours probably within the next couple months. But the Goldfield is one of the trips we made. I think it'll probably be the next episode. We were going to do the Clam Hotel, but there wasn't enough evidence that was captured to put out as far as a video. So we're just going to hope to gather more evidence from the Clam Hotel and use that footage for a later time. But we captured some amazing stuff from the Ish House and the Goldfield High School. And I don't want to put out too much, but I will say I've been to the Goldfield High School prior, and I have captured, I want to say like a couple EVPs, maybe some stuff on the spirit box. But at that time when I went to go visit the Goldfield, I was more towards the John Cook building, which has also some great activity. All of Goldfield's pretty much haunted. It's a town that is just deserted in the middle of nowhere. And yeah, after investigating the Goldfield Hotel, the high school, we ended up like, you know what, I let my guard down. I didn't even protect myself. I'm all like, this place is like, I don't even know, like I really haven't captured too much. I was just going just to go for the feel of the just to go for another investigation and call it a day. And this last time we went, we had some of the most amazing evidence captured that I think I've captured in a long time. Since I think the last best evidence I captured would be with Chill Seekers finale at the Virginia City at the Wash Show Club with the spirit box, my spirit box. Direct responses, I got sick, everything, the whole 9 yards. But this last time I went to the Goldfield Hotel, I started acting like...
You mean the high school?
I mean the high school. I keep on saying the hotel, but the hotel's haunted. But yes, the high school. I felt like something attached to me. And then we got back to the Ish House. And...
all hell broke loose.
All hell broke loose. And what happened was, my energy just started going through the roof. Now, can I call it a personal experience? Of course. But do we have it on video to verify that there was something attached? I believe so. Because what happened was, we had 2 pieces of gear that were right next to me that we were using. I'm reading what Chris, I sent the Fleur. Okay, awesome. Albert sent the Fleur images. So what happened was, sorry, I just I need to see visually like better. So just the camera angle right here is this is the camera angle for me right now. So what happened was, we get back to the Ish House, and my energy just starts going through the roof. I can't explain why. And we heard a door slam. Actually, we saw the door slam in front of us before this happened. So I'm making an assumption right now that the spirit actually entered the room that we were at and then started attaching itself to me. Now, how do I know it's attaching? How do I know? Well, I had three devices that were right next to me inside the ish house. And all three devices, the batteries drained. Camera drained immediately. I can't even think of the name right now. The thing I detect the sound with, it drained. And my meter, the thermometer was going through the roof, and it drained as well. And we were getting high spikes of like the temperature. For those that don't know what a REM meter is, it detects both something around it, and also it has a temperature gauge, as well as EMF, electromagnetic field. We did an EMF at the house. There is really no electricity, nothing that could really spark it off, and the temperature went to like 100, like over 100. What was it, like 100 and something? I can't remember. And then we thought that it was not functioning, and then the thing just died. But for what we do is we always check our equipment. We always make sure that all our gear is always good to go, so that way we're never caught off guard. But you
were acting possessed.
And then we ended up like driving off, and then I started acting like a weirdo. And I'm all, hey, pull over over here. And there was some type of like shed. I don't even want to say it was like some type of house.
It was an abandoned mobile home.
Abandoned mobile home. So we like pull off the road, and then on the side of this mobile home, no BS whatsoever, on the side of this mobile home were two upside down pentagrams. And then Kim starts recording. And then somehow, and it gets even weirder because she's recording all this. I want to go inside the mobile home. And then I'm starting to get saged down. And then you hear like this, like, I don't even know what to call it. Like, it's like some type of deep, like I can't even, it was some type of like sound that just appeared. There was no cars driving by. It was just us on the road. And it was some type of just low volume sound, like something from the depths of hell. That's the best way I could. It was just like even deeper than that. I can't even do it. Like, I do pretty good, but I can't even imitate that sound. And
you eventually started calming down, but not until we got far away, and we had to sage you for a long time.
Yeah, It was pretty much insane. Hey, just when we're talking about it, Kim pops up.
And and when all your equipment was failing in the ish house, I still had my camera going, and you were being attacked. You were turning red. You started feeling angry, and then the doors were slamming, and it was the craziest thing in the world. And we decided, we started saging you, and you started saying, I feel like laughing. And you started, so we're like, let's get out of here.
Yeah,
and
it was bad.
Just weird on the way, and then you're like, you wanted to go in there and that crazy abandoned satanic place.
I did. I wanted to jump in and go in there and
stop you. And we have this all recording, and it's going to be in the video, and you get to see it all.
That's what happens. You don't protect yourself, and some things occur when you don't.
But that's not even going to mention what we saw in the Goldfield High School in the basement.
Yeah.
So that's all going to be in there,
but
too.
Also, prior to that, it's so funny. Well, that was all the, some of the great stuff. Prior to that, and it's funny because I remember a while ago, like, I was with the Purdy's. They'll be here because that's how I met the whole, they were with EVP, Elite Vegas Paranormal at the time. They probably still are. They're doing their own thing right now. Shout out to the Purdy's. Also great family. But I remember when I was with my team, but back in the day, they were like, hey, you need to go into this, let me know how you feel in here. And I didn't get quite as much. I mean, we were getting some stuff through the spirit box, but when we went the last time into that shower area, like I said, it was starting to do the same thing. That's when I feel, but I was getting the best evidence. It's so funny because I'll ride through it as much as I can, but then I'm trying to gather as much as the evidence as I can. I'm like, possessed now, worry later. Possessed now, evidence. I'll take care of that later, And but I got some of the most incredible evidence that I captured. Like I said, I try to hold out as much as I can. And then after the shower, everything went to hell there. But we did capture proof, as far as paranormal phenomenon that I believe. Now, is it a personal experience? Yes. But is it something I could correlate with the evidence, with the equipment that we were using?
Yes.
100%. 100%. Because, people know that work with me know who I am. And not who I am, but how I am when I work. And I'm pretty much a easygoing individual that likes to go in. I'm professional. I always do everything scientific, and I always try to produce the best evidence that I can. And these things are, if you don't protect yourself, I've been doing this for a while too, and it still gets to me. So even if you think you're an expert, even if you call it I don't believe there are experts in the paranormal field. I believe that people have more time and more ideas and more ways to combat whatever works for them as far as getting affected by the locations. But
I don't believe you should protect yourself going in, or you won't get anything. That's my belief. If you try to go in and save yourself, I don't believe you'll get as much evidence.
Well, I guess then I did the right thing.
You did. I don't think any of us did. I didn't.
But then again, I mean, you got to look from the other standpoint too. It's just say that if you don't know what you're doing on the after effect, I would suggest that you try some type of protection, or else you don't want to be like that or have it affect you for a very long time before you find some way of, you always got to find a way to combat. You don't want to go into a situation that you can't get out of, because there was a who was it saying it? I don't know. I forgot. It was someone saying basically that you shouldn't investigate the paranormal. Everyone shouldn't do it because it's very dangerous, or some type of someone leaning towards that route to where it's well, look, you don't want to do it because you don't know what the effects are going to happen. That's basically with anything that you do. But I see what he's trying to say. He's trying to say that don't start something that you're not able to control. So what I suggest is there's a couple ways to do it. Find a way, find a solution, or don't. Damn, I'm trying to see the best way to say it.
Well, just don't jump in the deep end if you're a beginner.
Yeah, there you go. That's the best way to say it. Don't jump in the deep end. But there are, people.
And the Goldfield High School was deep, and I pulled you back there for a reason.
Yeah.
And you pulled through, and you got me the best evidence. So
yeah, I pulled through on that one, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to stop doing what I do. I learned from it, and I found a better way to protect myself from those situations. So like I said, it was a learning experience for me too. Like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. You never know what could happen. So that's for the future as far as the World Ghost videos go. You could find World Ghost on Roku TV. If you have it, you can look up World Ghost. We've got our own channel, and also Amazon Prime. So let's get back into, this is what we're talking about. also, Kim will be having her own show soon. What do we expect from your show?
I still want to dive into the paranormal, but I really want to get into more of the psychic aspect of it, because like I think we talked about on the last show, you've got the IT, you've got the techie, you've got the scientific arena,
that's
which
what
you
I do.
are really good at. And then we have the psychic aspect. So for instance, the Goldfield High School, me and Kim Anderson, we go in there with nothing but just us and our cameras, and all hell breaks loose. Doors start slamming, we start hearing pounding on the door, we start doing all that stuff. So I do want to delve into that area, and how can we prove that? How can we understand that area more?
I mean, the only way you could is to capture evidence while you're saying it is what it is, wherever you see whatever is around you. That would be the most probable way, either visually or audibly. Just having cameras going in there and saying like, "Hey, I see this over here," and if you're able to capture something, then there you go. I guess that's what separates. There's a lot of continuity between psychics and also the scientific approach as far as investigating, but it's all comes down to like instinct versus equipment, and whatever you rely on more. I do feel it, like I do have an instinct. I do have whatever you want to call it. But like I was saying prior, I like to use my equipment in order to prove like, hey, this is what I see, this is what I believe, this is what's happened. Especially spirit, I've been relying on, as far as spirit communication and being able to talk to them. And I haven't gotten a lot of great responses. And then of course we are working on some type of, I guess, the more utilities that you get me, the bigger things I could build. So right now we're actually working on an experiment as far as creating a way for communication. I think this is the biggest one I've ever built. Nor will I ever say we'll ever build, but it will definitely be one of the biggest things.
The one you were talking about
Oh
earlier?
yeah, that is the one. It's definitely very big, and if I'm able to accomplish this, I think it would set a mark as far as into the paranormal aspect and community, and there are people probably start using it. Happen before, and I want that to happen. I want to be a part of something that I create so that way people could use. So, but anyways, we're gonna probably be wrapping it up. Is there anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
I think that's it. I just wanted to say that the Goldfield video is going to be more of a documentary that's going to include all the times I've been there and kind of lead up.
Right.
Because I've really been putting a lot of work investigating, and that's why I've been back so many times, because of the first time I had the experience was life-changing for me. So I want to document in my process, and then you're the finale. So that's going to be a great video when it comes out. Yeah,
it is. It's definitely going to be an amazing video. So if you want to, like I said, if you want to find us, go to youtube.com/Rahkee, Rahkee. Go to worldghost.com, paranormalonair.com, Rahkee.com, the way I spelled it before. You can find us on Facebook, Rahkee, ITC, or Rahkee 316, Kim Russell, World Ghost, Paranormal on Air. I mean, I'm sure I mentioned it. We got the websites, we got the Facebook pages. Oh yeah, also, if you have a chance to go down one more time for my sponsors, be sure to check out Shadow Mafia Paranormal. Go to paranormalonair.com, click the link, it'll take you straight to their YouTube page. Also, Las Vegas Oddities. mention Rahkee. They'll give you 20% off, and be sure to stop by and check out my haunted vintage collection with actual haunted items that are on display, along with some cool other stuff that I have picked up along the way from haunted locations. Some isn't haunted, it's just some stuff from locations. The other stuff is from actual locations, and the items are haunted. So I want to say thanks for Jay for everything, and being able to have me here on our Radio Vegas.rocks. And be sure to tune in next week, where my special guest will be Linda. She's known here in the Las Vegas community, has worked out over at the Pioneer Saloon, and is an author about a paranormal phenomenon. So be there Wednesday, 9 p.m. PST, and see you guys next week. Be there if you're there.
Good night, everybody.